Hey guys, what's up? This is Mel, and so sorry for my absence lately, but I figured since today, which is September, 7th now, 2015, but a couple hours ago, the show Lost Girl returned on Showcase with the second half of its final season, so I figured why not do an after show video for the last few episodes of the series, and figured why not. I mean, I love the show. Want to share my thoughts, and I know that for some people they don't get the episodes later on whatever channel they get it on, but there's always online. People have streamed it somewhere, and I figured I wanted to watch it before I went onto Tumblr and saw all these spoilers for it, so I wanted to get that out there. But so this is my first Lost Girl video, and I'm going to try something different. I'm going to try to have it, after this point, to be 5 minutes of me just talking about what I liked or what I didn't like or what shocked me or any burning questions I have, because it's probably about less than an hour since I actually finished watching the episode when I'm recording this, so just keep that in mind. But feel free to leave any comments below if you have any questions of your own, if you have your own observations or any theories that you want to share. I'd love to hear about it, but I am telling you right now, spoiler alert for episode 9 of the 5th season, titled 44 minutes to Save the World. And its air date was September the 6th, 2015. Now, with that said, let me just start the clock and let's get started. So basically, once again, spoiler, but my top 3 favorite moments of the episode. Number 1 would have to be Tamsin. She is alive. She was not killed by Zeus like the ending of the previous episode led us to believe, with the whole lightning bolt thing right at Tamsin. And I have to admit, I was worried because for the whole season 4, it stressed how Tamsin was on her last Valkyrie life. And with that lightning striking her in the previous episode, it looked like she was killed. I mean, it would kill anybody except for maybe another god, an ancient. But so glad that it was basically clarified early on in the episode that Tamsin was alive and spent a majority of the episode as a hostage, I guess you could say, or a captive. She was definitely not in the best company with Hera, but she definitely had a front row seat to many fights between Zeus and Hera, which I still find a little weird, with Zeus being a girl and Hera being a guy, only because when I was studying them in school, I always had them in the head that Zeus was the male figure, Hera was the female figure, even though the Olympian gods were known to take different forms. Just every other depiction of them has always had them that way. It's not that I prefer it that way, it's just I'm always used to them that way. So for a while it got very confusing trying to figure out which versions of the anyways, don't want to get into that. So finding out that Tamsin was alive, that was one of my top 3 favorite moments. And then basically my second and third one is basically be combined because it has to do with the introduction of Hades. We got to see the first glimpse of him in the previous episode, but this episode we actually get to see him and see who he is, or we get to at least get a vibe off of him, and we get the sense that I don't really know what to make of him. I mean, he gives off the vibe that we were told so many bad stories about Hades and about how he was supposed to be this very intimidating evil force, and Bo was meant to fear him. He was supposed to be this darkness, and yet when he is here, he's very helpful. He's very forthcoming in this information. We get to learn more about the ancients through him, and he's basically like an open book, but at the same time, he's supposed to be this evil being. It's like the 2 different versions don't really go together in a sense. So I'm trying to figure out which version it is we're supposed to believe. Is it possible that he's a former bad guy with this huge reputation and then he somehow reformed while trapped in the box? Or is he playing game until he gets what he wants in the end? So it's definitely going to be interesting to see where his true motives lie, but he seems to be repeatedly saying that he wants to be there for Bo and how he basically doesn't want to. It seems like he wants a second chance. So those are my faves. Okay, quickly, top 3 moments that I didn't really like have to be the lack of worry the group had over Tamsin's absence. That bugged me. And then how indisposable Hira and Nick seem to be in this episode after the first 8 episodes basically built them up to be these unstoppable forces. It just seemed a little, oh, that's it. It's like they could take each other out. It's like, why did we need to bring Hades out of this? So it's just that. And then that Alicia woman, who's Kevin's wife, is just, her reaction is just, I guess it makes sense how she'd want to know where her husband is, but it's like, if there's a danger around you, shouldn't you try to get away from that? And then you can ask your questions while you're running. I mean, that could just be me. Random question for you guys. What happened to Trick after Zeus took back the shield? I mean, we don't see him after that. So it's like, what happened? Okay, most shocking moment of all before the timer goes up. Lauren at the very end, when she's walking with Bo, she's saying her 3 grateful things about the night in the middle of the street. I mean, right off the bat, you know that nothing good is going to come from that. And there goes my timer. Shoot. Okay, just some most shocking moment is just Lauren in general in those last final moments of the episode, because for one, why would you stand in the middle of the road? That's already setting yourself up for trouble. And because of that, you're like on your edge, and even Bo was on edge, and then all of a sudden, bam, she gets run over by a car. But that's not the surprising part. I mean, sure, they have kind of killed off main characters before, but that's not the shocking part. The shocking part is that Lauren rises up, and she's basically sucking the life force from Bo. And now for I'm aware of, Lauren's human, so why is she showing succubus traits? I mean, what's that about? All that about? Did something happen between the two of them that transferred Bo's abilities to Lauren? Did it have to do with that stem cell theory stuff that Lauren was talking to Hades at the very beginning before she found out he was Hades? I mean, did she somehow do that whole transfer of abilities things that she was working back in season 3 with that crazy doctor that was kidnapping all those fays to do these experiments on? It's like, what was going on with Lauren? I mean, like, that's one hell of a way to end the episode, but like, kind of freaking out. I never was really a fan of Lauren for other reasons, but if she's suddenly Faye, then like, whoa. It was definitely already surprising the fact she got hit by a car with all that blood and everything, but then to have her come up the way she did is just, I'm excited to find answers for that. So that's all I'm going to say, and I definitely blew the 5-minute timer mark, but I tried. At least it's not that long. Let me check. Coming on 9 minutes. Okay, that's not that bad. Okay, so that's all I'm going to talk about for the episode. I'm still reeling from watching it moments ago. But what did you guys think? What were your favorite moments? What were your least favorite moments? Do you have a random question that you suddenly thought of that wasn't answered in the episode? And what about your most shocking moment? Was it the same as mine? Were you more shocked about another part? Or did you think of something else up, or do you have any other theories? Oh, another favorite moment, Dyson and Mark. I mean, although they came together on a very sad note, it was great to see them come together when beforehand there was lots of tension between them because of the fact that Mark sees Dyson as a guy who basically abandoned him when he's supposed to be a father. So I did like the moment when they came together and provided comfort to one another the way they did, or concern or worry. So that was favorite moment number 3 instead of combining 2 and 3 with Hades. So okay, I'm gonna stop talking. It's pretty late right now for me, so sorry. So before you go, don't forget to like this video, share this video with any of your friends, especially if they're fellow Lost Girl friends, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Let's see, and don't forget to check back next week for the next Lost Girl video, and leave a comment below if you have anything you want to add, anything you want to include, or if you want me to include another segment or something. I'd love to hear your thoughts. And while you wait, don't forget to check out my other videos. Love to continue the conversation with you guys, but I really got to cut it now. So this is Mel signing off, and hope you tune in later. Bye.